Retail workers, what's the dumbest thing you've had to explain to a customer? The elevator had a sign that read out of order. Customer asked if it was out of order on all of the floors. I actually have one for this. Worked in car parking customer service for a few years. Had to explain to a lady why she was being charged for an hour and a half, instead of letting her out for free under the half an hour free rate, when her vehicle had been in the car parked for an hour and a half. Her reasoning? I only intended to stay 20 minutes. My system shows me you were here for an hour and a half. Yes, but I only intended to be here for 20 minutes. But, you were actually here for an hour and a half. Ended up having to explain over 5 minutes how rates work, and how you get charged for the time in the park. Wild. That watermelons don't grow on trees. And this was back in the days before these personal-sized seedless watermelons, back when they were like 20 pounds. A woman was complaining that all of the watermelons were flat on one side and kind of yellow. I told her that was the side that was on the ground. She looked angry and surprised and asked, "What do you mean, on the ground?" Like I was admitting to some secret that we leave the producing sitting on the ground out back, or something. It smells like dirt because it's a greenhouse and that's where we plant the plants. Also, sun-loving means it loves the sun. Used to work in a computer store. Someone asked me once if a mouse mat would work with Windows 7. I worry about some people on this planet. Back in the day I worked at Safeway and a woman walked up to my meat counter and started asking me where a specific sale item was, like $1 a pound chicken or something. I tell her that's not sale we have. And she starts screaming. You people always do this. You bait and you switch. You advertise one thing and then refuse to honor the price. Every single time I come here, and I am sick of it. She then shoves the store ad in my face and aggressively points at the $1 a pound chicken on sale. Ma'am, this is Safeway. That's a Kroger ad. She looks at it and says, "Oh. Oops," and walks out as I stand there just freaking baffled at what just happened. Also, working meat department, every Thanksgiving morning I would have to explain to at least 5 people that you cannot thaw and cook an 20-pound turkey by this evening. Why are you shut tomorrow? Because it's Christmas Day? But what if I need something? You're in the store now? Just buy it now? But I don't need it now. A chicken is an animal. Therefore it's not vegetarian. Worked in a vitamin store in college and was explaining to someone that vitamin D is extracted from lanolin in sheep's wool, so it depended on if you were vegan or not. And they hit me with fish and birds are not animals. The specific thing she said, what about a chicken? It's not an animal, it's a fowl. My assistant manager told her something like, "Oh well, remember the 20 questions game? Is it animal, mineral, or vegetable? A chicken isn't a mineral or vegetable." They left in a huff and made huge complaints about us. Me in particular, because I couldn't believe how stupid they were, and I have no poker face. I was not/am not cut out for retail. I didn't make your drink wrong, Amy. You ordered a large hot drink, and immediately after paying, the barista put out a small cold drink and yelled Jennifer. Then, Amy, you picked it up and took a sip before realizing it was not your large, hot drink. Shift lead sent me on break before I had a chance to fully explode. I work in a deli. We've gotten some doozies. What flavor are the plain breaded wings? Chicken. From my wife. My personal favorite that happened to me went as such: customer, hi, I'd like some sliced chicken lunch meat, what you got? Me, we carry oven roasted, buffalo, and garlic and herb. Customer, you're not understanding me, boy. I want sliced chicken lunch meat, now what you got? Me, oven roasted, buffalo, or garlic and herb. Customer, you're still not getting me, son, I want sliced chicken lunch meat. Now tell me what you have, damn it. Me, oven roasted, chicken lunch meat. Buffalo, chicken lunch meat. Garlic and herb, chicken lunch meat. Customer, oh. Gimme some bologna. Still don't know how I didn't get in trouble for sassing that fucker. I used to run a feed store in an affluent area. We sold baby chicks, which were only females, for egg laying. This guy comes in and is adamant about needing a rooster for more egg production. That's not the case. I explained how the reproductive, egg-laying process was. He just wasn't getting it. I was at my point, and plus, the fact I couldn't order just one rooster, I could only order roosters in a batch of 50. I had to put it extremely bluntly to him, and I asked him, "Sir, does your wife need you around every month to get her period?" His jaw drops and says, "Oh my, how foolish could I be?" Another customer asking, "Where is the mother chicken?" Me, "They don't need the mother hen." Her, "How can they survive without their mother?" You buy chicken breast at the store. She needs to breastfeed. Me, "That's not how it works." I had to explain 3 for 2. If you bought 2, you could get a third one free. They couldn't understand it. It was really bizarre. Back when printers at home were rare, I had a woman come into my store asking for t-shirt transfer paper. I explained to her multiple times how to use them. Print on the paper, then pin to shirt, then iron. 30 minutes later she came back with the printer and paper wanting a refund because the shirt got stuck in the printer. I, as a Walmart stalker, do not control the chemicals inside kids' toys. Customer, "What's the difference between the 17-inch monitor and the 19-inch monitor?" Me, 2 inches and $40. Customer, "But what's the difference?" Me, "This one is bigger by 2 inches, measured diagonally, and more expensive by $40. Customer, "No, but what's the difference?" This went on for several minutes. He left without making a purchase. Had an older, though not senior citizen, man who was 100% certain that we're stealing money from his bank account because it kept showing $100 charges to the ATM at our location. After a series of questions, he stated he sends his son in to pick up his prescriptions and gives him his debit to pay. Pointing out to him, from his own bank statement, that the $100 charges matched the dates of the prescription pickups made him only more emphatic that someone from the store was using his card to steal his money. Even pointing out that his bank statement specified the $100 as coming from an ATM did nothing to sway his mind. He stood at the front door staring at us for 20 minutes before finally leaving. "Sorry dude, your kid's a dick and you're an idiot. I can't fix either of those. That if you tell the self-checkout no, I don't want my receipt, it won't print out your receipt. As a cashier, when someone is paying cash, hey, if you can give me a penny or a nickel, I can give you a whole paper dollar back as change. If your total was $19.10 and you gave me a $20, give me $20.10 and I can give you a dollar bill for change rather than you carrying pesky spare change around." This was back in the late 90s or early aughts. I know this confused people back then, it would totally explode someone's brain now. Why is the front of my dishwasher blue? Did you remove the protective film? Former retail worker. The store I worked at through college would do a friends and family event twice a year. If you had a membership or received one of the discount cards, you received 30% off your entire purchase. The receipt showed the breakdown over each item for the discount. There was one woman who would come in every time trying to return one item and would argue with our staff about why she wasn't getting what she paid for it. We'd point to the item and the amount subtracted to it from the discount and she wasn't having it. Insisted on asking for a manager every time and causing a huge scene. She could never get it through her head that she didn't pay full price for the item. It happened so often that staff would sigh when she'd come into the store because we knew she was going to pull the same stunt. It was exhausting. I was a Maytag repairman. A customer brought in a multicolored felt mat and asked for a new one. I had to explain that was lint from the lint trap. Back when checks were popular, an older lady mistakenly wrote her check to Walmart when she was actually shopping in Kmart. Instead of making the correction, she wanted to argue that she was shopping in a Walmart and that Kmart had gone out of business many years ago. The number of customers to whom I've had to explain the difference between left and right is greater than 0. These have all been adults. I wish I were kidding. Retail banking, had to explain to a customer why the balance that was printed on his receipt from Friday afternoon after a deposit wasn't the same the next morning after he bought a pair of jeans. I once had a lady that wanted fresh dried fruit. I took her to the dried mango, banana chips, etc. No, they wasn't it. I took her to the raisins and figs. Nope. Outbid ideas, I took her to the fruit preserves. Oh, there it was. Grape jelly. She wanted grape jelly. Shelf of Milkbone Bear, offering a clear view of a completely empty cooler. Are you out of milk? I have no idea how I kept my job that day with all the smart-ass responses I gave. Also, a woman cursed me out on the phone because we didn't have a product. I explained that we have not carried that product in over a year. She exclaimed she has one in her fridge she bought last week and asked if I was calling me a liar. No mama, but I am the dairy lead and that product when we got it came in with a 3-week shelf life and we haven't received any for over a year, so if you bought it last week I would recommend you bring it back for a refund cause it is far out of date.